Hello, everyone. Welcome to Elevating Your Life. I am here today with an amazing guest who is truly going to just elevate the day for all of us. I am so excited. We have with us today Kennon Wesley Mason. He is a holistic practitioner of psychology. And in 2002, he stepped into the world of natural health and wellness by studying massage therapy as a vocational trade. Upon graduating, he later earned a national certification through the National Certification Board of Therapeutic Massage and Bodywork. He then started on a quest to learn more about natural and unconventional or non-standard ways to keep the health of the spirit, the mind, and the body at an optimum level. And since then, he's done so much more, becoming a Reiki practitioner, a nutrition and wellness consultant, and he has a holistic psychology practitioner degree. He's also co-hosted Aim to Purpose radio show with his awesome mom, Louise Hicks, and he is the founder and CEO of Kennetic-Fit and Wellness, LLC. And we will learn a lot about all of this. First off, welcome, Kennon. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. And it's great to reconnect after it's been about 7 or 8 years since we interviewed you on our show, Aim to Purpose, which we were just talking about a couple of minutes before we went on the air. So yeah, it's great to reconnect, and it's great to see you looking nice and bright today. And so we'll have some fun with this. We'll have some fun.
Just fun. And oh my gosh, I can't believe the years that have gone by, and here we are just expanding and loving. Well, I'd love to have you share, if you want to share a bit more your background and kind of, dive into, what you're doing now and what messages you'd like to share.
Well, after you read my little bio there, I'll just kind of elaborate on that. In 2002, like you said, I did start my journey into natural health. So it's been about 2 decades now that I've been studying and just kind of learning the ways of natural health and healing. And also, it goes back to my childhood. I've always been intrigued with the human body. I remember when I was in high school, I used to watch these commercials. For a company called Soloflex. This was in the early 90s, and they used to have these little animations of this guy, how you have the guy with the Da Vinci guy that's standing like this, and he has his arms like this and the legs out. And they used to go in motion, and I always used to be intrigued by the body movements, the kinetics, hence Kennetic-Fit and Wellness, how fluid we are as human beings. And I think Soloflex is where Bowflex came from a few years later down the road. But nonetheless, I've always been intrigued by the functioning of the human body. It's just always been fascinating to me how we operate as human beings. We can see, we can hear, we can think, we can feel, we can touch, we can remember, all these different aspects of who we are as human beings. I took it upon myself to learn it. Some things were kind of coming my way in life during my later part of my 20s, and I started learning first massage therapy as a vocation, and then after massage therapy, because my teacher was a Reiki master teacher, so part of the curriculum in school, in massage therapy school, was level 1 Reiki. So I was introduced to it at that time, and that's when it really opened my eyes to know that energy is real, because I was able to literally feel it.
Yes.
from one person to another. You know, they say you can transfer energy from one person to another. So I was able to literally feel the energy come from the hands. You know,
Yep.
you can exude
Love it.
energy. You can
Love
exude
our
energy from your
Reiki.
hands.
Yes. Yes.
And so it was the first time that I felt the buzz or the surge that is Reiki energy, or what they call universal life force energy, Reiki. Excuse me. And so that's kind of where I started from massage therapy to Reiki, the first degree. And the second and third degree Reiki, I learned a few years later through Judith Bilson, who's a Reiki master teacher as well. And so I got that back in 2005. And but I didn't go into Reiki full time as a practice. I went into, because I wanted to learn everything, because it was all fascinating to me, learning all these new things about health that I was never taught in school during health class. You know, I was taught about the 4 basic food groups and the muscular system and the skeletal system and your digestive and all these things, but never anything really in depth about how the body can heal itself naturally by way of our own internal powers, if you will. So I got into health, wellness. I started learning that the body can truly heal. I started learning that the incurable illnesses that we hear on television for the last 15, 20 years, that, you know, we hear there is no cure for this or there is no cure for that. This kind of becomes the collective consciousness, and people tend to believe these statements when they're repeated over and over and over and over and over again. So I started watching different people that were healing themselves of cancer, or reversing their diabetic condition, or even healing their quote mental illness diagnoses.
Yes.
Whether it's bipolar or schizophrenia, manic depression, chronic anxiety, all of these ailments, if you will, that are considered incurable. When we have the right information about how the human body can work best for you, because we only have one body and it's here to serve one person, and that's you.
Mm-hmm.
That's you. Now we can be influenced by other people to walk a certain path on our life journey, but at the end of the day, all roads lead back to us as individuals. And so I started learning that the only way that I can really understand us as connected human beings was to further understand myself.
Yes.
More and more and more and more and more as a daily practice. And so in 2010, I got into what's called holistic psychology, or as Dr. Dolores Seymour calls it, holistic alternative psychology. And she spearheaded what we call holistic psychology. This is back in the late 70s, early 80s. And so I took her course back in 2010 and became board certified and accredited through the American Association of Drugless Practitioners. So it's a legitimate certification, board certified. And unfortunately, because it does come from a holistic background versus a clinical background, many people are skeptical of the way of holistics.
Yes.
Because, you know, we live in a nation or a world of synthetic drugs. You know, if you have an ache or a pain, the first thing that's suggested is to take a pill.
Mm-hmm.
Either take a pill or several pills. But in holistic psychology or anything holistic, even including Reiki, as you know, healing can be, healing is our divine order. It's our divine order. It's divine. It's a part of our divinity in the universe for us to have natural health and healing. I mean, there's no part of your body or my body that cannot be healed or regenerated.
Yes.
As long as we continue to give ourselves the right fuel. You know, your car won't drive unless you keep adding fuel to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so for us as human beings, we have to put fuel into ourselves by way of information, by way of reading, by way of practicing or observing, being the observer, or increasing our self-awareness.
Yes.
So all of those things kind of came into my lap around 2010. A success club was introduced to me where I learned more about the human mind and the ways of the human body, you know. So, and then in 2014, I created Kennetic-Fit and Wellness, which is my business that you mentioned. And Kennetic-Fit and Wellness goes into three elements. The first is fitness and nutrition for those that are local here. Well, I'm here in just south of Los Angeles. So for those that live in the Los Angeles area, I'm a fitness trainer as well since 2010 through the American Fitness Professionals and Associates, the AFPA, and and nutrition and wellness consultant. So I have a lot of different titles that I've had over the years. And so three elements: one, fitness and nutrition, all levels of fitness, whether you're a beginner or advanced, or whether you're on your way to being an elite athlete. There's always room for all of us to improve. And as far as nutrition is concerned, just some subtle tips on how we can make ourselves better by way of nutrition, because many of us are nutritionally deficient,
Mm-hmm.
which is the reason why we have so many illnesses today, more than ever before in history, if you can believe
true.
it. I mean,
yes,
I call there's the big three that I refer to always when I do either my show or I'm interviewed. It's the big three, including heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Those are typically the big three here in America. There's really no other illness that we hear about more than those three. Cancer in all forms, whether it's, we just acknowledged Breast Cancer Awareness Month for the month of October, which we didn't really hear much about it this year for a number of reasons that I won't get into for sake of time. But it is still relevant. More people are still developing cancer, and more people are still taking their loved ones to these cancer institutions, knowing what the cycle and pattern has been for the last 40 years since Richard Nixon's administration, when he literally declared war on cancer. He declared war on cancer. So this is the reason why we still have this onslaught of cancer diagnoses over the last 3 to 4 decades, because we still have the notion or collective consciousness that the only way of treatment is chemical therapy, synthetic radiation versus radiation from the sun, and purging through surgical procedures without going into what the root cause of the cancer diagnosis, or the root cause of the diabetic condition, or the root cause of the heart being diseased, or what we call, or what used to be called hypertension. Once upon a time, it used to be called hypertension, meaning that the heart is, beating at such a rapid pace. It's like pumping at hyper speed because of the tense thoughts and feelings of the individual. And usually heart disease and heart hypertension are a result of prolonged emotional hangups, or prolonged emotional traumas that haven't been resolved.
Yes.
Or prolonged experiences that have been lingering in the mind and in the heart and in the solar plexus that haven't been confronted or that haven't been addressed to you or me or anyone that's in that field, where they can reveal their sorrows, reveal their griefs, reveal their animosities, reveal their shame, possibly, of something that they've done, or feeling ashamed about something that was done to them. All of these things and all of these elements of life that get kind of built up into the musculature and into our invisible system, the meridian system. So energy gets stuck. And being a Reiki master teacher, that energy gets stuck in the body. This thick, heavy energy, because energy has different levels of density. So the thicker the density of the energy, the more it gets stuck in the meridians.
Yeah.
So there's an emotional tone scale that we can follow that will determine how energy flows in the body. And so the more fluid energy kind of flows into the body, the better we start to feel over time.
Yes.
Now, the more energy gets stuck in the body, the more we start feeling the aches and the pains and the headaches, brain fog, you name it.
Yeah. So true. And I love that, you share about, what we feed our bodies, food wise, and then the energy, and then our thoughts. I have to share, I love something that you have said, which is thinking healthy thoughts will eventually bring healthy people into the person's life to mirror their thoughts and provide the information they seek. That is such a powerful statement, Kennon.
Yes. Yeah. Well, all of us are connected, and based on our individual ways of thinking, those thoughts will connect with someone that's on that same wave, if you will. I mean, all thoughts are just particles that float in the wind. So as a wave or as a particle that floats in the wind, like you see, if you see the sun rays go through the window and you can see the little dust particles floating in the, that's pretty much how thoughts operate. They kind of go, they kind of go out into the atmosphere, and by way of other people's way of thinking, you can find a match or a matching frequency of your thoughts. For example, both of us are Reiki masters. Now, you're a master teacher. I'm a master practitioner. So you're a step above me, and that's fine. I mean, that just means that you have the ability to transfer your energy to where somebody, even if it's 10,000 miles away, because energy knows nothing about space and time.
Yep.
So if energy is going out into the atmosphere, into what we call the ether, and by the way, all thoughts and all feelings kind of hover in the atmosphere.
Wow.
And we can kind of pick up thoughts according to what we want to know, or what we want to transfer to others, or who we want to draw in, because we're the magnet. Literally, we're magnetic,
Magnetic.
or what we call electromagnetic, or what we call magnetoelectric, if you want to take it that way. But nonetheless, we're magnetic beings. The more you accumulate information, the more you accumulate wisdom, the more you accumulate whatever it is, you become a bigger magnet to draw people in. That's why it's called the law of attraction. You attract by way of your thoughts and by way of your feelings, your emotions. First here in your thought field, and then here in your heart, because the heart is more powerful than the brain, by way of all the neural paths that are in the heart. And then you have the solar plexus, which some people call the second brain. Some people call it the first brain, because that's where your intuitions, when you feel the butterflies, when you're anticipating something, good or bad, positive or negative, that anticipation kind of stirs up. And so you feel butterflies. That's what we call it, butterflies. But it's really a bundle of nerves that are being jump started by way of your feeling about the way you think, or by way of something that you're, again, anticipating, or something that you have a real anxious feeling for. Anxiety doesn't have to be a complete negative. Anxiety can be a good thing. Anxiety doesn't have to be negative, because all of us can experience anxiety. All of us can experience depression. We all go through different things. It doesn't mean we have a disorder. It just means that we have certain challenges that many of us don't know how to maneuver through and come out on the other side. Many people, we kind of allow our challenges or our difficulties to remain stuck in limbo without knowing how to overcome them. So if we want to overcome them, we have to put that out into the atmosphere and hold on to that thought, because thoughts are images, just like pictures. And the more you hold that picture, the more it starts to develop. Just like if you're in a what they call it, the black room or green room, where they develop the film in the dark room. There you go, the dark room.
Yeah.
The human brain is kind of the same way. The more you bring thoughts into your mind, it kind of grows, or it expands.
Yeah.
And that goes with anything in life. If you go out into your garden, just look at how your garden grows. You add water to it, water rises. And so when water rises, so does the plant. Everything tries to reach higher to the sun, or to the heavens, if you will. We're about elevation. Every human being is about elevation to whatever degree that you want to elevate yourself. So coming back full circle.
Yes.
The human mind and the human brain are that powerful that you can connect your brain with others, and others will be drawn to you. You become the attraction, right?
Oh, I love it. Yes.
That's law.
Yes.
That's law. All of us can become the attraction, which is why it's called law of attraction. You can literally look under a microscope and see particles come together and bind. That's law. That's universal. There's no person that it doesn't apply to.
And
out of what, 8 billion people?
Yeah. And so we can, it's up to us what we attract, what we put out there, what we, and that's a wonderful thing to know. That's powerful.
It is. It's very powerful. And what's even more powerful to me is the fact that most people don't know this. There are people that want nothing better than to have people not know this information. Which is the reason why you see so many commercials telling you that there is no cure for anything. Mm-hmm. Or if you're feeling this way, or if you're feeling that way, to ask your doctor for this pill. Yeah. Or for this serum, or for this injection.
And that has been proven untrue. I personally know people that have chosen, you know, nutrition, mindset, wellness, and you know, beat serious illnesses. I mean, it's amazing what we can do, isn't it?
It is. It's very amazing. Some people can either even take their brains and manipulate energy. You know, you can move things with your mind. I mean, we've seen this time and time again. Now, granted, you have to develop that, but all of us have the wherewithal to do it. All
Yes.
of us have the wherewithal to do it. Now, whether we choose to challenge those portals, if you will,
Yeah.
because everything is about opening up different channels in your brain so you can do those powerful things that we would only typically see in a Marvel movie.
Yes.
You know,
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh,
but in reality, physics proves, and quantum physics proves that we have the capability to do virtually all the things that we would see the superheroes do.
I love it. That is so fantastic. I love, oh,
Yeah.
Kennon, I thank you for all this awesome information, and that's exciting. We
Yeah.
have about a minute and a half left. Will you please share with everyone how they can learn more about you, check out your show, and, you know, share website, anything you'd like to share with everyone, please, before we say goodbye.
So quickly, I'm on all the major platforms, social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok. I'm on all of them. Just type in my name, Kennon Wesley Mason, and it'll pop up. My Instagram page specifically links you to another page that tells you about all of my, about the business and the services that are offered. And for those that would like to experience holistic psychology, and I can do it just like what we're doing here on Zoom from anywhere in the country, anywhere in the country. If you want to experience holistic psychology, if you want a different road to go down versus clinical psychology or psychiatry, you can contact me. And I can even give you my phone number to contact me direct. It's 562-306-8944, and you can just contact me and we can have a wonderful consultation. I do offer free consultations. But yeah, Kennetic-Fit and Wellness. That's Kennetic, Kennetic-Fit and Wellness. I'm also on YouTube. I have 2 YouTube channels. One is the Kinetic Hour, which is my show, which I'm inviting you on right now as we speak on the air on your show. And also Kennetic-Fit and Wellness Info, Kennetic-Fit and Wellness Info, where it has a bunch of videos about health, wellness, mental health, physical health, nutrition, some archive shows from Aim to Purpose. You name it, it's there. My YouTube channels.
I love it. Thank you. Oh my gosh. That is so exciting. And a big heartfelt thank you for all you do and all you're doing for others. Everyone, check it out. Oh my gosh. Everyone, thank you for joining.
I wish we had more time.
So me too. I think we're gonna have to do another show.
Yeah. Anytime.
So much more to share.
Anytime.
Love, hugs, and blessings, everyone. Kennon, love, hugs, and blessings.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, dear.